as Nigeria slips into another recession. 9 kidnapped students of Ahmadu Bello University Zaria regained freedom after reportedly paying 9 million naira ransom. And on the 14th, judge in Pennsylvania dismisses Donald Trump's suit challenging U.S. presidential election results. And now the details. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has declared a 24-hour curfew around Rumokoro in Obiapo local government area of Rivers State with effect from today. Governor Wike said the decision was taken during a State Security Council meeting due to the increasing cult activities within the Rumokoro area. The governor said the curfew would last for 2 weeks and called on security agents to ensure compliance. He, however, said only workers of Julius Berger PLC who are currently working on the flyover in the area are allowed to move around.
Warn misguided youths that engaging in cultism is abhorrent anti-social behavior in our society. We shall therefore spare no efforts to deal appropriately with anyone who decides to disturb peace and security in our neighborhoods with cult activities and associated violence and killings. As part of measures to tackle this menace, therefore, the State Security Council met today and have agreed to impose a 24-hour total curfew for 2 weeks on the entire area along and around the corner of the flyover up to 1 kilometer radius from St. Emmanuel Anglican Church, Rumokoro, extending to the Rumodomayam Slaughter and local government daily market with effect for tomorrow, Monday, the 23rd of November 2020. Consequently, no form of trading, human or vehicular movement is allowed within the aforementioned restricted areas until further notice. Only staff and vehicles belonging to Julius Berger Nigeria Limited are exempted from the curfew and associated decision on movement, so the construction work on the Okono flyover is not stalled.
The governor, while commending Rivers people for bearing the traffic situation caused by the construction of the various flyovers across the state, announced plans to construct the 7th flyover to join the Ikoku and Azikiwe Road in Port Harcourt.
We wish to thank the people of Rivers State for your cooperation and understanding for the challenging traffic situation you have endured due to simultaneous construction of 5 flyovers in the capital city, Port Harcourt. We wish to further appeal for your understanding for the similar traffic challenges that you may encounter in connection with the ongoing construction of the Orabale flyover, as well as the newly proposed 7th flyover to traverse Ikoku to Azikiwe Street. I assure you the traffic challenges will be temporary, as we have the commitment of Julius Berger to speed up and deliver these jobs with stipulated timelines.
Ogoni youths in Rivers State have called for justice in the killing of a youth from Ogoni identified as Godspell Baraka, who was allegedly shot by a police officer around Abonima Wharf in Port Harcourt. Baraka was alleged to have been shot dead by the police officer during a quarrel between he and the police officer. The president of Ogoni Youth Federation, Legbosi Yamabana, who spoke to our correspondent on the incident, said Ogoni youths are saddened by the development and demanded for justice.
Ogoni youths is saddened to inform the general public of the incessant killing of Ogonis by men of the Nigerian police force. A man known as Inspector shot and killed Mr. Gospel Baraka, an Ogoni son from Gwara community, at his duty post at Abonima Wharf at the early hours of today. The said inspector claims he killed Mr. Gospel out of mistake. This is rather saddening and one of too many, at a time where Nigerian youths are calling to an end to police brutality. Ogoni youths therefore demand for justice in this circumstance and give the Commissioner of Police of Rivers State 48 hours to effectuate same.
When contacted, the spokesman of the Rivers State Police Command, Nnamdi Omoni, said the DPO in charge of the area has been asked to bring the officer linked to the incident to the State Criminal Investigation Department for investigations. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to cut the cost of governance and implement bold transparency and accountability measures in response to Nigeria's second recession in 5 years. The group gave the advice in a letter signed by its Deputy Director, Kolawale Oluwadare. Sarah blamed the current recession on corruption in the country, adding that the country cannot afford getting back to business as usual. It called on the president to put the country's resources at the service of human rights and to support the less well-off to enjoy an adequate standard of living through the cutting of cost of governance and implementing bold transparency and accountability measures. Serap said the moves will fast-track the economic recovery process. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar says Nigeria needs to stop borrowing to avert sliding into a further recession. Atiku made the assertion in a series of posts on his official Twitter handle in reaction to Nigeria's economic slip into recession. In his statement, Atiku said the nation must stop borrowing for anything other than essential needs, adding that the more the country keeps borrowing, the more it stands the risk of defaulting, and the more it will need cash to make interest and principal payments, and the less cash it will have to make necessary investments in the economy and the people. Atiku also called on President Muhammadu Buhari to heed to the patriotic counsel given by himself and other well-meaning Nigerians on cutting the cost of governance. The People's Democratic Party has described the visit by governors of the All Progressives Congress to former President Goodluck Jonathan as an endorsement of the PDP. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Kola Olubondiyan. Olubondiyan added that the visit by the governors has further affirmed that Nigeria as a nation is better under the governance of the PDP. He said it is evident that the Jonathan administration succeeded in office basically because the PDP understands the nuances of the nation, which it translated into people-oriented policies and programs in line with the manifesto of the party to make life comfortable for Nigerians. The PDP further said it receives a visit by the APC governors as an apology by the APC to the party and Nigerians over what it said are the lies, beguilements, and other irresponsible allegations deployed by the APC to grab power. The leadership of the Zenith Labour Party has opposed the litigation against the reappointment of Professor Yakubu Mahmood as the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission. National Chairman of ZLP, Dan Wanyangu, who briefed newsmen in Abuja, said his party has been instructed to join in the suit against Mahmood's reappointment with the view to question it. Wanyangu said Mahmood has done well since he assumed office and called on Nigerian Senate to confirm his reappointment without delay.
I've talked about accreditation and voting. I'm talking about the system whereby you vote, political parties and observers will start a place and be seeing the result coming. And we have been assured in the last meeting with INEC that it will improve in Anambra. So tell me why those politicians who do not like reforms, politicians who are used to carrying ballot boxes, writing results with fake result sheets, why should they get into this point? We endorse the reappointment of Mahmood. We are opposed to any attempt to thwart it, and Zenith Labour Party leadership has been directed to join in the suit with a view to question it. So by tomorrow morning, we'll be filing our papers in that suit before Ebo. Senate will be resuming next tomorrow. Zenith Labour Party is calling on the Senate to approve the nomination of Professor Yakub without delay.
The kidnapped chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Nasarawa State, Philip Shukeo, has been found dead. The State Commissioner of Police, Bola Longe, confirmed this to newsmen. The commissioner said the body of Shekau was found not far from his house in Lafia, Nasarawa State capital, and has been evacuated to the Dalhatu Araf Specialist Hospital.
He was shot at in two places, and we have taken him to Dash morgue for autopsy. And apart from that, we have constituted a team of investigators, homicide investigators. We are going to, by the grace of God, do a thorough professional investigation that we enrad whatsoever led to the death. It's going to be both center down and bottom, approach investigation. We will mobilize the superstructure and the substructure. And even the IG has promised that it will assist us. So by the grace of God, we will get to the, out of the whole episode.
You're listening to the World News here on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, we'll be back with more stories. Stay with us.
Every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Welcome back. Great to have you here. It's 10 minutes after 7. Still listening to the World News here on Today 95.1 FM. Governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawali, has secured the rescue of 11 kidnapped victims in the state. Matawale received the rescued kidnapped victims on Saturday night at the government house in Gusau, the state capital, where he assured that his administration will not rest on its oars until total peace is achieved in all parts of the state.
Under captivity for almost 2 to 3 months, that with all the security that we have, they cannot be able to secure their release. But because of the reconciliations, look at what happened today, they were get a freedom for today. So it's very, very important for us here in the north to make sure that they should key into this dialogue so that we can be able to discuss with those that are thinking that the government is not doing well. We shall invite all of them. We shall sit down with them and, put it in a table and find out the solution for all of us. And we have already started discussing with all the governors in the northern state. And I assure you that in the next 2 months, a strong committee will be formed so that we can make sure that we can look at various situations in other states so that we come off with a resolution among all of us so that we can do at least one dialogue process in the whole northern Nigeria.
On his part, Commissioner of Security and Home Affairs, Abubakar Mohammed Duran, said the victims were released without paying a ransom.
You must at least sit down in a round table. That's what we did. We sit down together with the executive governor in a round table. We discussed, and today they were rescued. So we thank God for that, and inshallah we are going to continue with this dialogue.
The management of the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria Kaduna State says 9 of its students kidnapped along the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway last Sunday by gunmen have been set free by their kidnappers. ABU Director of Public Affairs Awal Umar confirmed the release of the kidnapped students. Umar said the 9 students regained freedom from their captors on Saturday night. Though the university's spokesman declined comments on ransom paid before the students were freed, the victims' colleagues confirmed that 1 million naira was paid for each of the 9 students. The students were from the Department of French and were kidnapped along the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway a week ago while traveling to Lagos for a program at the Nigerian-French language village in Badagry. Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila has met with newspaper distributors and vendors in Abuja over the killing of one of their colleagues, Ifeanyi Okereke. Speaker said the House of Representatives will pay tribute to late Okereke on Tuesday. Okereke was allegedly killed by one of Gbajabiamila's security aides on Thursday. Leaders of the distributors and in their separate speeches noted that Gbajabiamila had always identified with them on the streets of Abuja, stating that the protests by them were not against the speaker, but to seek justice for Okereke. The speaker had earlier on Saturday visited the family of the slain newspaper vendor in Madala, Suleja area of Niger State. It was learned that the shooting happened when Okereke and other street vendors selling on the Shehu Shagari Way 3-arm zone flocked around the convoy of the speaker, who was said to be in the habit of giving out money anytime he passed around them. Gbajabiamila later confirmed that the security aide who shot the victim is an operative of the Department of State Services. And now to the foreign scene. Burkina Faso is holding an election in which some 400,000 will-be voters were unable to register because of a jihadist insurgency. Brutal attacks have forced more than 1 million civilians from their homes in the past 2 years alone. Campaigning was halted for 48 hours last week following a deadly ambush on soldiers in the north of the country. The threat of violence has meant hundreds of polling stations in the worst affected areas have not opened. Up to a fifth of the country is out of state control. Estimates suggest that with rival jihadists, groups battling for dominance, and also attacks by other armed militias. A judge in Pennsylvania has dismissed a lawsuit from the Trump campaign that sought to invalidate millions of mail-in votes in the battleground state. Judge Matthew Brown said the suit, which rested on allegations of irregularities, was without merit. The move paves the way for Pennsylvania to next week certify Joe Biden's win. He leads by more than 80,000 votes. It is the latest blow to Donald Trump, who is trying to overturn his loss in the November 3rd presidential election. He has refused to concede and made allegations of widespread electoral fraud without providing any evidence. The lack of a concession has upended the process that normally follows a U.S. election. And in sports, Barcelona's Gerard Piqué has sustained a serious knee injury. Pig cried as he hobbled off the pitch during Barca's 1-0 defeat by Atletico Madrid in the La Liga on Saturday, following a collusion with Angel Correa. The club said tests have shown that he has a grade 3 sprain in the internal lateral ligament and partial injury to the anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee. Club also confirmed that Sergi Roberto, who can play right back or central midfield, will be out for 2 months after tearing a muscle in his thigh. There are no official estimates for Pick's return, but reports in the Spanish press have suggested that he could be out for close to 2 months. And now to end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. Governor Nyesom Wike has ordered the arrest of anyone found trading around the newly constructed Rumokoro flyover. Told you that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has advised the federal government to stop borrowing as Nigeria slides into another recession. 9 kidnapped students of the Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria in Kaduna State have regained their freedom after reportedly paying 9 million naira ransom to the abductors. And we told you that on the foreign scene, a judge in Pennsylvania has dismissed a Donald Trump suit challenging the U.S. presidential election results. And that was the news, as edited by Chinedu Iwuna. For comments and inquiries, please call 081-5341-8657 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. Do not forget, you have to take responsibility while out and about. Do wash your hands frequently with soap under running water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching high contact surfaces and your face to prevent coronavirus. Have a great morning. I am Annie Abdul Salam.
Good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
You can never plan the future by the past. He who has a right to live can bear almost any out. Lost time is never found again. It is the province of knowledge to speak, and it is the privilege of wisdom to listen. I don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. In the end. It is not the years in your life that counts. It is the life in your years. Make it count with us. Make it count with us at Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM.
Welcome to Returns Market Investments Nigeria Limited. For the past 4 years, we have actually used this international capital market business to touch lives, families, and companies. We have had firms use this international capital market business to open factories such as tissue paper factory production, bakery, pastries, and table water factory. We have also had companies use this international capital business to pay for the running cost of their companies, which include their staff salary payment. Returns Market Investments Nigeria Limited is strictly into the international capital market business, where we trade and invest in 2 sectors. First, trading and investment in the stock and the shares market, which includes trading and investing in the New York Stock Exchange market, European stock market, and Asian stock market. Secondly, trading and investment in the commodity market, which include trading in the crude oil market, natural gas, and gold market. In Returns Market Investments Nigeria Limited, we are ready to do business with 3 categories of people, Mondays to Fridays. First is Client A. Client A is one who is a novice about the international capital market business, and he or she is looking for a credible and reliable platform to learn the trade secret on how to make consistent profit on the trading floor of the international capital market. Then Returns Market Investments Nigeria Limited is for you. Second category is Client B. This is a client who have done this business before, but he or she is not making profit in the market, because what we have around is people training you, but they do not know how to trade in the market. Then, if you are in this category, Returns Market Investments Nigeria Limited is for you. Thirdly, client C. This is one who wants to invest his or her money in the market but wants the company to manage his or her portfolio of funds to earn good returns on investment. Then Returns Market Investments Nigeria Limited is for you. Returns Market Investment Nigeria Limited has a proven history of delivering 10% return on investment to her clients for over 4 years now without stories or delay of any kind. We have looked on different people's financial objective and we came up with different investment plans. We have the short-term investment and the long-term investment. Short-term investment is strictly for a 3-month investment period and the company offers 10% return on investment on any capital, while long-term investment is from 6 months to 2 years and the company offers 10% return on investment on a monthly basis. The long-term investment is divided into the following: a 6-month plan, a 1-year plan, an 18-month plan, and a 2-year plan, all of which offers the client 10% return on investment monthly with a minimum capital of 300,000 naira and a maximum capital of 100 million naira. The sustainability of the capital market has to do with the fluctuation of price. As long as there are fluctuations of prices in the stock market, commodity market, and shares market, we are also bound to make profits on the trading floor of the market. For example, the crude oil price of today can never be compared with the crude oil price of tomorrow. Say $1 per barrel movement on the trading floor is a lot for us that trade on the market. The reason why Returns Market Investments Nigeria Limited is different is simply because of the live trading services we offer and the constant delivering of 10% return on investment we have been offering our clients 4 years running. We just uploaded a video on our website on how the company made good profits on the trading floor of the market. This has never been done in Nigeria or Africa before. Good news! Our banking instrument has just been activated for the next 5 years. Therefore, should the lockdown continue, be assured of getting your 10% return on investment consistently from us for the next 5 years uninterrupted. Amazing, right? Not only that, we have also activated our online investment platform where you can be anywhere in the world, invest with us, and process the document online without coming to the office. For more inquiries, you can contact our office at number 33B, Rumola Stadium Link Road, after South Filling Station, Port Harcourt, River State, or number 10 NTO Road, Rumokuta Checkpoint Junction, Port Harcourt, River State. You can also call us on 0903 652 7708 or 0903 461 4444 or 0815 518-9002. Visit our website at www.returnsinvestmentnigerialimited.com. Think earnings, think profit, think Returns Market Investment Nigeria Limited.
Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
Studio time is 7:24, and I have a guest here. I'll quickly introduce Fortune from Planet View Properties. Fortune, good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning, Annie.
All right, so before we turned on the mics, we're talking about the exciting things that Planet View is doing for her numerous customers.
Yes,
and
yes.
Let me give you the opportunity to let them know. I mean, this is interesting. I'm almost convinced I need to go and buy a property now.
Please.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, the main thing is property. We in the name of Planet View Properties, development, real estate development company located here in Port Harcourt, and then we mainly deal on lands. And then in these prospects, we are looking around the areas of the airports. the new international airport. We have multiple layouts and estates within that zone. And then the good thing about it is that they're all certified. It means that you're getting properties that are genuine. You don't have to worry about the status of that property just because you're doing doing a transaction with us. You also have enough time to do your due diligence. If you have surveyors, if you have lawyers that can help you out with due diligence, you can also look through our books to be sure that you're doing business with the right people. Yeah, so there's a promotion going on right now to further strengthen relationship between company and clients, and also to see how we can get new people involved.
Okay.
You know, we try to see, our company is designed in such a way that we try to make properties affordable. You know, anyhow you look at it, our properties are always affordable and genuine.
All right.
So now we are having a 1 minute shopping promotion.
Like that.
A 1 minute shopping promotion. How does this go? It's very, very easy. All you need to do is buy a plot of land from any of our layouts, and we have layouts ranging, plots of land within several layouts ranging from 370,000 naira straight to 1.5 million naira within the airport zone. You have for 370, you have for 550, you have for 850, you have for 1.5. And might I remind you, if you're getting 6 plots of land from Prestige Gardens layout, which is selling at 1.5 million naira per plot, you win a car instantly.
That promo is still there.
Yes, that's still on. If you buy 6 plots of land from Prestige Gardens layout, located at School Road, Igritali, about 3 minutes from the new international airport, you get 6 plots at 9 million naira, and then you get a car. You also have a coupon to come and shop for 1 minute at Everyday Supermarket. So yes, we are partnering with Everyday Supermarket, and then we are inviting you to come partake with this promotion. It's we try to see how we can incorporate land with our daily our day-to-day movements within the house. So it's not just the environment, but we are coming in as well. So if you're buying a plot of land, you know that you're going to get a coupon to shop for 1 minute at Everyday Supermarket. And then if you're getting 6 plots from Prestige Gardens layout, you get a car.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So the idea is for each plot you buy, especially from this one, what's the name?
Prestige Gardens.
Prestige Gardens. If you buy a plot, you get a coupon, and then you can shop for a minute.
Yes.
Really?
Whole minute, yes.
A whole minute. Shop as I want.
You run anyhow.
Run as I want.
Run anyhow. There's going to be video coverage. Yeah, there's going to be video coverage, and then we'll also let it out in the media.
Okay.
You know.
And you said already the promo for buying 6 plots at Prestige and getting a car is still on.
It's still on. Yes, buy 6 plots and you get a car. Now, this is a layout that has a lot of good features. It's not just land that we sell. Now, this is a layout that has estate features. You have a perimeter fence going all around it. It's a total of 200 plots. You have designated areas for recreational centers, health centers. You also have areas for malls, shopping malls, you know. And then you have installation of transformers and electric poles within the layout. So you have an estate feel of what it should be like in an actual estate. So everything is there, and it's actually located very close to the major roads. And as I said, off School Road, Igritali, that's a major road connecting the airport to Igritali, where you have Jehovah's Witness campground.
Okay.
Yes.
So for people who are interested, how can they reach out to you?
Okay. If you're interested in any of our properties, you call 081 60 36 3989. I repeat, 081 60 36 3989. First step of getting property with us, you have to come for an inspection, and then it's Monday, so you can prepare for Wednesday. We have 2 inspection dates, Wednesdays and Saturdays every week. You get to the office at 10 a.m. The office is located at 64A Tombia Extension, GRA, Port Harcourt. You might not be able to get through from GRA Junction. So if you're coming, you come through Ikwere Road, and then you get to Remember Civic Center, Mile 4. And then you can access Tombia Extension. To call my number, I'll repeat the numbers again. 081 60 36 3989. I repeat, 081 60 36 3989.
Thank you so much, Fortune.
Thank you.
All right, well, go ahead, buy land and shop for a whole minute. This is the promo ongoing now with Planet View Properties. You don't want to miss it. How long is this going to last, though?
From now till 20th of December.
From now to 20th of December. All right, so you heard it from Fortune. Do as he has said. Stay tuned. Sports Attack comes up next. I'll see you at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock.
Let's talk football. Let's talk football.
What a devastating strike!
Football is a leisure game.
Sports is actually my job.
Football is boring.
That's not true. It's way more important than that.
What a wonderful goal! Fantastic strike!
As far as I'm concerned, sports is all about passion.
Sports Attack, weekdays 7:30 a.m. and Today's Sports Live 3 p.m. Weekends 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
For all you need to know in the world of sports, leave the dial on Today 95.1 FM.
For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Sports Attack on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. My name is Adekuri Odwan, Nigerian first ever world silver medalist in wrestling.
Beautiful morning to you all. Welcome to Sports Attack on your premium talk, news and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM, right here in Port Harcourt. It's the 23rd day of the month of November, and my name is Wisdom Obina. And I do have with me here reliable Reliance Udering. Reliance, welcome to the show.
Greetings to you, Wisdom. Good morning to everyone listening. It's great to be here.
All right, and together we'll be bringing you up to speed with all the latest and trending sports stories that made the rounds over the weekend. So don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back to get the show underway right after this time out. All right, we start off with the NBA, where national team head coach of the Tigers, Alex Mora, is thrilled at the successful draft of his son, Jordan, into the NBA, which saw him picked at 45 in the second round to the Milwaukee Bucks. Coach Mora, while reacting to Wednesday night's draft, told The Punch from his base in Buffalo that he feels very proud of his son's feat. He also added that the 6'7" guard forward will bolster the Bucks that also has Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo in their ranks. I must confess that I am proud, Dad, this moment, he said. Jordan has really worked very hard for this and convinced a lot of people of his capabilities. Though we had projected he would be in the first round, but he got it in the second round at 45 to Milwaukee. The team has got enough talent to compete with the other teams in the NBA. Jordan is the steal of the draft, and I'm excited for him because he's often not given a chance, but he always proves himself. Meanwhile, Casadmon Zaragoza shooting guard Rashid Suleiman has been ruled out of the Tigers 2021 Afro-Basketball qualifiers due to injury. Suleiman, who was listed in the 20-man list earlier released by Coach Mike Brown, will no longer play any part in the qualifiers to be decided between the 27th and 29th of November due to a torn muscle in his left abdomen and a leg injury. The 26-year-old, whose team is currently topping Group D after 2 games in the EuroLeague, expressed his disappointment over the injury that ruled him out for 6 to 8 weeks. In tennis, Daniil Medvedev fought back to beat US Open champion Dominic Thiem and win the biggest title of his career at the ATP Finals in London. The Russian dug deep to claim a 4-6, 7-6, 6-4 victory over world number 3, Thiem, at the O2 Arena. Thiem led the second set tie-break, but Medvedev reeled off 7 points in a row to force a decider and came through a tight final set to ensure victory. The 24-year-old, who finished the year 4th in the world rankings, expressed happiness and gratitude to his team and his family.
I want to, of course, thank my team, especially Gilles, who was here with me all the week. As Dominic actually said, life in the bubble is not easy for anybody. I think we managed quite good. It's a fun time, and of course, we're happy with last 2 tournaments. Of course, my wife, who couldn't come here, really wanted to, but it's not easy now with COVID. And my family, everybody, all of my team who supports me through television, by messages, and all the fans. Thanks a lot for your support, guys.
Runner-up Dominic Thiem, although disappointed, hopes to play more matches against Medvedev.
I'm disappointed, but at the same time, I'm also proud of the performance of all the week, honestly. Daniel, he really deserved it. Amazing match. Congrats for, in general, another great year as well. And I hope that we'll have many great matches to come. And it was a pleasure today, even though that I lost. Thanks also to my team for all the support, which is without the crowd even more important. Thanks a lot. We had a unbelievable year as well. Thanks for taking care of me in all the bubbles, and can't wait for other great years with all of you. Thank you. Thanks.
All right, Reliance. Dominic Thiem looked like he was the man after getting Rafael Nadal and Djokovic in his winning record in the course of the ATP finals. But Medvedev was in stunning form before, prior to this particular one. What do you make of the ATP finals, and were you surprised that it was Daniil Medvedev?
No, not at all. Anybody that will be surprised for the Medvedev victory hasn't been watching the ATP final since the beginning. The man has been on form, en route to the semi-finals, yet to drop a set, finally dropped a set in that one, got to the final, dropped 1 set. So we're looking at the man who has dropped just 2 sets all through the tournament. And then Novak Djokovic on the other side, of course, has been a great season for him as well. Won his maiden Grand Slam in the US Open, and right now got himself to the finals. And the bookmakers had already, picked Daniil Medvedev as the favorite to win it, and I saw Daniil Medvedev to win it. In fact, the both finalists deserve to be where they were. So I think it has been a great season for Daniil Medvedev, for someone who broke out last year, 2019. 9 ATP titles right now for the man Daniil Medvedev. I think it's just a great season. We see how much he can develop from here. The thing is, ATP titles like this are always meant for these guys. When it comes to ATP titles like this, you expect the likes of Daniil Medvedev, the likes of Alexander Zverev, Stefanos Tsitsipas, Dominic Thiem, to shine, and they didn't disappoint. Just that, unfortunately for Rafael Nadal, he couldn't, clinch one of the trophies missing in his cabinet. But let's see how they develop going forward.
All right. Well, when we come back by 3 p.m., I'm sure we'll talk about that, because these two men might just be the two new thing when it comes to the Grand Slams. One has already won it already. In boxing, Mike Tyson has sensationally admitted he would be open to the idea of facing 3 of boxing heavyweight stars: Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury, in a series of exhibition bouts for charity. The 54-year-old will make his long-awaited, albeit controversial, return to the ring against Roy Jones Jr. on November 28th, and has undertaken a rigorous training regime to build up his physique. And in a recent interview with BT Sport, just days before the showdown, Tyson revealed his sights are firmly set on aiding people who desperately need it through raising money in the future. I think they are brilliant. They are brilliant fighters, Tyson said. They could have exhibitions and take the money from the exhibitions because they are such big crowd pleasers, and they could help so many people. In fact, fight exhibitions with me and most of our charity would go to people who desperately need it. I want you to label them as exhibitions because there's no hard feelings.
And those guys are not ready for any exhibition bout at this point. None of them. Neither of Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder or what's the other person, Tyson Fury, want to go on exhibition bout this season or this period, understanding the different challenges ahead of them. So it's just one of those talks coming from Mike Tyson.
All right, 1 or 2 NBA transfer stories. The Los Angeles Clippers have agreed to a 2-year deal of worth $19 million with free agent Serge Ibaka, according to U.S. reports. The 31-year-old has spent the past 4 seasons in Toronto and is coming off a season in which he scored a career-high 15.4 points in the COVID-shortened season. Elsewhere in the NBA, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and the Los Angeles Lakers agreed to a 3-year, $40 million contract on Saturday. His agent Rich Paul confirmed to ESPN. That's all from Other Sports. Football is next after this timeout.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president.
For the first time ever, we, the entire world,
are all playing on the same team. Our opponent is a disease. We need determination, discipline, and teamwork to beat the coronavirus. The world of football is united, and together we will win.
All right, and we start off with Enyimba, where Captain Fantastic Austin Oladapo's well-taken penalty separated the two Abia State rivals as Enyimba emerged champions of the inaugural edition of Governor Kezie Ikpeazu pre-season tournament. In the thrilling final at Enyimba Stadium, both sides convinced all that they are indeed ready for the 2020-2021 domestic and continental challenges, with a near-perfect rendition of extraordinary skills and combative football orchestra to the delight of the officials and reporters present. Osho, in an interview, said the preseason tournament win could be a sign of good things to come, stressing that it was important going into big competitions like the CAF Champions League trip to Rahimo of Burkina Faso. Kotinimi said it's a good one for us going to Burkina Faso against Rahimo. A feat like this will inspire the players, a delighted Osho said. Rivers United coach Stanley Guma says he expects the duo of Ifeanyi Anemena and Theophilus Afelukai to show just what they are about when United take on Futuro Kings in the CAF Confederations Cup. The hugely experienced Super Eagles internationals moved across state lines from Aba to Port Harcourt when they joined on a free from Enyimba in the off-season. With Rivers United set to begin their season with a trip to Equatorial Guinea and debutants Futuro Kings on Saturday, 28 November, in the first leg of preliminary round of the Confederations Cup. Eguma, whose team just ended their participation in the Governor Dakpo Abiodun preseason tournament, has talked up the qualities of his shining new team.
Yeah, they are good players, I know. They are integral members of the team, and we expect that they should play. The more they play together, the more they understand themselves. They came from the same club, and their cohesion will give us a good balance in the defense, and that is why today we have to bring them back. And then considering the fact that in a very short time we play in the continent, and we expect to see what they can perform in the continent.
All right, quick one, Reliance. Enyimba and Rivers United all putting one or two things together ahead of their participation on the continent. Is this little preseason here and there enough to get them up and running?
For Rivers United, they should be able to see off Futuro Kings of Equatorial Guinea and move to the next round of the competition. But for Enyimba, who will be playing on the CAF Champions League, I don't think Governor Ikpeazu pre-season tournament is just enough for them to get themselves in shape. Let's remember that we're talking about the Enyimba side that has been rocked with transfers. I mean, how many players were signed off from that side from Rivers United? Theophilus Afelukai that Stanley Guma just talked about, Ifeanyi Anemena and all the lives were all, taken away from that side. And Fatah Osho, I don't know of experience on the continent. I think this will be the first time Fatah Osho will be taking a team to the continent and will be playing at the apex of African football, club football now, which is the CAF Champions League. So I don't think the preparation for Enyimba is good enough, but for Rivers United, at least for the first round of the competition, they should be able to see off Futuro Kings of Equatorial Guinea.
Contrary to popular opinion, Nigerian football legend and former coach of the national team, Christian Chukwu, has advised against the sacking of under-fire Super Eagles manager Gernot Rohr. The Eagles' recent draws against Sierra Leone in the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers put to question the technical competence and commitment of Rohr to the team and has become a major concern to the Nigerian Football Society. Speaking in an interview with Today's Sports Live, the chairman, as Chukwu is fondly called, said the basis for the sacking of the Franco-German tactician is not strong enough at this point, citing the Eagles' performance thus far in the AFCON qualifiers.
I'm not in the group of people who support the sack the coach, but we should push him to improve our. After all, we are still leading in the group. We are still number one, so you will not say he's not doing well, But we don't have patience in Nigeria. I can Sierra Leone come here, play us 4-4. We go there, play 0-0. We believe we are better than Sierra Leone 10 times. But that's all. But we can give him a chance. My only headache is that he's not interested in the home-based players. That's only my problem. He should consider home-based players. They are the people that will fight for him and give him the kind of result he wants.
Chukwu, who captained Nigeria's supplier to her first ever AFCON trophy in 1980, however, faulted Rohr's 4 years of stay with the Eagles adding that he has failed to build the standard team for the country.
General Roy has stayed up to 4 years in this country. By now, you should have a standard team, a very good standard team. It's not every day he'll be telling us he's trying players. Which players is he trying? By now, you should have a standard team. If you want to try a player, you try one or two. Not every time you change the whole team. Every time you change the whole team. That's not coaching. That's not how I see coaching. I was a coach too.
Sure.
So he cannot come here and deceive us. Let him get a standard team, that we will know, yes. Even when Westerhoff he was here, he found out that he has a standard team, And see, he tried to take some players, not coming here, getting us 35 players and telling us, every day you're building a team. It's not right.
Meanwhile, former international Abdul Sule wants Emmanuel Amunike to take over from Genotro as Super Eagles coach, doubting the German-French capability to take the team further than he did in his first 2 years. Or the first 2 years he was employed. Speaking to The Guardian on Saturday, Sule stressed there was need for a fresh idea to take the country's football to a desired height. Honestly, I think that in the last 4 years of Roa, only the first 2 years of his stay were okay. This may have been the reason the NFF thought about extending his contract so that he can execute his plans for the team. But I'm afraid with the way things are going now, it is better we let him go. I don't know why the NFF is keeping him. We have Nigerian coaches who can do better. So why can't they do the job? I think Emmanuel Amunike should be in the best position if only they will give him the free hand they give to the other foreign coaches. Meanwhile, Sports Minister Sunday Dare has promised that the federal government will overhaul the senior national football team, Super Eagles, to ensure they get to their best height in the world. Speaking on Nigeria's recent African Cup of Nations qualifying series doubleheader against Sierra Leone, the minister said the results of the matches have once again highlighted the urgent need to restructure the national team, adding that the games showed that the technical crew led by Genotro cannot meet Nigeria's aspirations. He said, and I quote, "We believe that when we hire a technical advisor, when we put our faith in the hands of some people, we expect some returns. If you hire a manager for your company and you don't get the results you expect, you have the right to review your operations and take very critical decisions." My point is that we are going to sit back, review what has happened. We'll review the entire team and whether the players are ready for this level of competition. Reliance, should we review the technical crew of the national team as a sports ministry?
I don't think it is in its jurisdiction to do that, Wisdom. The NFF is supposed to be an independent body. The president of the NFF elected by Congress, a legally constituted Congress. So I don't think he has the legal jurisdiction to do that. But the recent performance of the Nigeria Super Eagles is a concern for every football lovers all over the country. And let's not forget that the Nigeria Football Federation is under the umbrella of the sport ministry. So if he decides to call a meeting with the NFF, sit together and see how they want to work things out going forward, I don't think it's wrong, but it shouldn't, interfere at this point at the affairs of the NFF by directly taking major calls like firing Genotro or sacking some members of the technical committee of the NFF. These are calls that are wrong in themselves because he does not have the legal jurisdiction to do that, in understanding that the NFF is also under FIFA, the governing body, the world governing body of football, and any action that is taken on the NFF without following due process could call for FIFA hammer or not. So the basic truth is, the sport minister can sit down together with the hierarchy in the NFF and review things and look at players invited into the Super Eagles with the technical committee this time around, because they are in charge. They are the ones that do with that responsibility, but it shouldn't take major calls.
All right, to the English Premier League. Liverpool moved level on points with Premier League leaders Tottenham Hotspur and thwarted Leicester City's hopes of going top with an outstanding performance and 3-0 victory at Anfield. Club side took the lead midway through the first half when Johnny Evans nodded a corner into his own net, and the advantage was doubled 4 minutes before half-time when a move of 30 passes ended with Diogo Jota heading in Andrew Robertson's superb cross. Liverpool added Mohamed Salah to their long list of absentees after he tested positive for COVID-19 in Egypt. But the prolific Jota, signed from Wolves for £45 million in September, once again stepped in, becoming the first player in the club's history to score in his first 4 competitive home appearances. Firmino was finally on target as he rose to send a fine header out of Schmeichel's reach 4 minutes from time to give Liverpool the victory margin their superiority deserved. Let's get to listening to Jurgen Klopp.
We deserved it 100%. The boys played an incredible game against a top opponent, and playing then the way like we played tonight, I don't take things like this for granted, to be honest. The boys were really on fire football-wise, played and played and played. Obviously Leicester is meanwhile the team is defense in a specific way. Jamie Vardy is much deeper than he was last season, so that makes it just even more tricky. We had to bring Gini in possession as well. We needed to use him as well, so it was always try to find him, and then how the two other midfielders did in the beginning, and then later when Millie was on was just incredible.
Elsewhere, Chelsea made clear their intentions with the masterclass display 2-0 win against Newcastle on the early afternoon at St James's Park. Federico Fernandez's early on goal gave Frank Lampard's side the lead at St James's Park before Timo Werner's stunning assist set up Tammy Abraham to seal the points midway through the second half. Let's hear from the coach of the winning side, Frank Lampard.
We played well. It's not an easy game for us coming here against a very organised team. Great to get the early goal. That changes the aspects of it. But the second one was then so important, and we obviously had chances to get it earlier. And even after that, we can maybe score again. But, you know, we can't have it all our own way. If there are days where you are not quite in front of goal, then we put the game away very well, I thought, in our professional performance.
In the meantime, Jose Mourinho said his amazing Tottenham beat Man City on strategy as a vintage show from the Portuguese boss sent his side top of the Premier League. Spurs were stubborn and clinical, defeating City 2-0 thanks to goals from Heung-min Son and Giovanni Lo Celso in either half, with Mourinho's side registering just 4 shots on goal to City's 22. Let's hear from the man who enjoyed all 3 points on the day. That's talking about Jose Mourinho.
Big team, big hearts, big solidarity, a proper team, a team that I believe makes Tottenham fans proud, people going to the limits of their energy, sacrifice for the team plan, coping very well with, let's say, a new pressure of if you win the match, you go top of the league during 24 hours. I'm very proud of them. They deserve big applause and lots of respect from me.
Pep Guardiola blamed the defeat on his team's poor defending and inability to score goals despite creating chances.
The stats speak for itself. We were better in departments, but we conceded a goal where we cannot concede, knowing exactly what happened right now, the drop from Kane and movements in behind from Song and Berwin. And we defend bad, and after we put the perfect scenario for them. So a team defends so deep, and waiting your mistake, you lose your mind to use the counter-attack. In the first half, we control it well, we create chances. Enough chances considering how difficult it is for the physicality, for defending 4 players there, and especially after that, the holding midfielders is Roy Hoiberg following really well the gaps between central defender and fullback. Like defend with 6 in the back is not easy to attack them, and even with it, we find the moments, but the reality, we are struggling to score goals this season.
0-2 win for Chelsea against Newcastle United. Aston Villa losing to Brighton 1-2. Tottenham Hotspur beating Man City 2-0. Manchester United did beat West Bromwich Albion 1-0. Fulham, they lost to Everton 2-3. And Sheffield United were beaten by West Ham by 1-0. Leeds United play out a goalless draw with Arsenal. Nicolas Pepe sent off right there, while Liverpool beat Leicester City 3-0. Reliance, what do you make of the results we saw over the weekend in the English Premier League?
Well, first off, incredible win from the Finnish one, a special one. Jose Mourinho making it 2-0 against Manchester City. I think many persons has written of Jose Mourinho since he left Manchester United, believing he has finished, football has left him and all that, but I think he was able to rekindle hopes, that he can take Tottenham Hotspur to a greater height this season, and masterminding that 2-0 victory for Liverpool on their part as well. Come on, I mean, what a way to continue the run of victory despite the fact that you're having lots of injury problems. I've always said that I'll have my eyes on every match involving Liverpool this season, and they did it not just against just any side, but a Leicester City side, ensuring that 3-0 victory, and Diogo Jota not stopping, setting a record right there, becoming the first Liverpool player to score 4 goals in 4 consecutive home matches. I think it's just incredible, and who will forget Everton back to winning ways for the Carlo Ancelotti men. Dominic Calvert-Lewin scoring the fastest goal in the Premier League so far after 41 seconds, tapping in a cross from Richarlison. I think we saw incredible results in the Premier League thus far. But for Jose Mourinho, finally, wisdom, it's not just about Manchester City. The season is a marathon. And if you're able to get the win against the big side, you need to also accumulate points from the smaller side.
All right, to the La Liga, where patched up Real Madrid had to hang on for a 1-0 draw away at an informed Villarreal on Saturday, handing Barcelona and Atletico Madrid a chance to capitalize in La Liga. But Barca and Atletico faced each other at the Wanda Metropolitano later on Saturday, when victory for either side would now prove even more valuable after another stumble from the reigning champions. Mariano Diaz gave Real Madrid the lead after just 105 seconds, but Zinedine Zidane's team faded at La Ceramica, and Villarreal claimed a deserved point through Gerard Moreno's second half penalty after Samuel Chukwueze was brought down in the box. A quick look at the results we had on Saturday. Levante played to 1-0 draw with Elche. Villarreal did play to 1-0 draw with Real Madrid. Sevilla did beat Celta Vigo 4-2. Atletico Madrid, well, they beat Barcelona 1-0. Yanni Carrasco with the goal for the Atleti side. On Sunday, Eibar played to goalless draw with Getafe. Cadiz lost to Real Sociedad 1-0. And I tell you, Real Sociedad are on top of the table with an extra set of points now, really. Granada did lose to Real Valladolid 3-1. Deportivo Alaves played a 2-0 draw with Valencia. Reliance, David Silva joined Real Sociedad, and it seems something is working for them. Should he start taking them seriously, or like always, you think it's early days?
It's early days, wisdom. Of course, isn't it early days? Have we had up to 15 match days thus far in any of the top flight league in Europe? I don't think we have. So it's still early days. We'll see different clubs topping the table in the Premier League. We've had just about 8 or thereabout clubs topping the table just for this season. So I think it's still early days for Real Sociedad. Of course, you cannot underplay the inclusion of David Silva and his contribution to the club. He's an experienced player. He's coming in from lots of experience after he had a nice season, of course, a nice career with Manchester City. So let's see how he pans out, how moving forward. But for the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid struggling thus far in the season, expectedly, even for Barcelona, they even did more than I expected, because I expected a lot of struggles from the side, understanding the problems with the team. But I think they have been able to keep themselves aloft thus far in the Spanish La Liga. But going forward into the middle of the season and before the third quarter of the season, I always say we will know who is who in the top flight leagues in Europe. All
right, tonight we see Athletic Bilbao come up against Real Betis. But meanwhile, as I told you, Real Sociedad are topping the table with 3 points, 23 points in total. In the Bundesliga, Arminia Bielefeld did lose to Bayer Leverkusen 1-2. Bayern Munich played to 1-0 draw with Werder Bremen. Borussia Mönchengladbach played to 1-0 draw with Augsburg. Hoffenheim did play to 3-0 draw with VfB Stuttgart. Schalke 04 lost to Wolfsburg 0-2. Eintracht Frankfurt played to 1-0 draw with Rasenball Leipzig. Hertha Berlin did lose to Borussia Dortmund 2-5. Freiburg lost to Mainz 05 1-3 on Sunday. FC Cologne also lost to Union Berlin 1-2 with Taiwo Awoniyi getting the first goal for the Union side. In the Serie A, Crotone lost to Lazio 0-2. Spezia played to goalless with Atalanta. Juventus did beat Cagliari 2-0. Cristiano Ronaldo with the brace right there. Fiorentina lost to Benevento by 0-1. Hellas Verona lost to Sassuolo by 2-0. Inter Milan did beat Torino 4-2. Roma did beat Parma 3-0. Sampdoria lost to Bologna 1-2. Udinese did beat Genoa 1-0. SSC Napoli lost to AC Milan 1-3. Yes, without Osimhen really. And in the Ligue 1, Brest did beat Saint-Etienne 4-1. Nantes did play to 1-0 draw with Metz. Dijon did lose to Lens 0-1. Montpellier beat Strasbourg 4-3. Rennes did lose to Nîmes 0-1. Angers, they lost to Lyon 0-1. Lille did beat Lorient 4-0. And Reliance, not a good day for the PSG side. I'll get an update on them. But we saw what happened in Italy also, even though we know Osimhen was absent. But AC Milan. Are they the team to maybe wrestle the title with Juventus this season, clearly?
Any team can wrestle the title with Juventus this season if they decide to take their chances. Last season, we had Inter around the clock. We had Lazio around the clock. But what happened is that at some point when you expected them to maintain stamina, they found a way to capitulate to so many defeats, and they were unable to keep themselves afloat until the end of the season. So this season, we're having a Juventus side with Andrea Pirlo, an inexperienced coach who has only managed a team without having any fixture for just 9 days, the under 23 side before being promoted to the senior Juventus club football. So I think at this point it's open in the Italian area. Yes, there's always this extra factor in Cristiano Ronaldo for the Juventus side, but come on, it's not just about Ronaldo at some point. Ronaldo is just one person. So I think AC Milan with Zlatan Ibrahimovic looks like a rejuvenated side and a rejuvenated Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And also Inter Milan, yesterday they were about 2 goals down. They came back from 2 goals down to eventually win 4-2 against Torino. So you're looking at the performance of this side. These are the teams that you expect them to maintain stamina. The thing is, once it gets to the point where the hits continues more than usual, how are you able to grind out the result? That's why Juventus won the Italian Serie A last season, not because they were so exceptional, but if they are able to maintain their onion until toward the third end of the season, I'm sure any team can wrestle the title from Juventus this season.
All right, and quickly on PSG, Monaco came from a two goal down to actually beat PSG 3-2. Kylian Mbappe had to actually score the brace. That was on Friday. Well, that's where we would be drawing the curtains on today's edition of Sports Attack. Thank you so much for your time. The show was put together by the classical gentleman, Reliable Reliance Sudoy, and the sports will be back at exactly 3 p.m. for another edition of today's Sports Life. Until then, stay safe and, of course, keep it locked on this dial. Today FM 95, the rocking one.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice